Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. Just wanted to make a quick video here to go over some of the latest information the devs have released in the dev update they released today, and also the video behind the scenes video they released on Friday. We won't watch any of the behind the scenes video. Not a whole lot to show in there. If you're interested, I definitely recommend going and watch it. I'll put the link in the description. But with the behind the scenes video, they kind of talk about the animation that they work on and kind of the technology they use for the animations. They also in the video go on to talk about some of the community engagement and kind of like some of the community stuff. So I definitely recommend if you're interested, go watch it. Like I said, it'll be in the description below. And then also the link for the actual dev update for today will also be in the description. So if you want to read further. So to get into it for programmers, so they talk about a couple things here, working on the new base building elements, and then heaps of bug fixing, continuing work on the movement rework, and dropship and encounter system. Now, please note, guys, that the encounter system that they're talking about is related to the puppet spawns. So I know a lot of us and a lot of the community are frustrated with the puppet spawns and how that whole system works. So this does play into that. So they are working on it. Just be patient, guys. I know it's frustrating. I think we all can agree on some of the aspects of the puppet spawn system that it can be very frustrating and very in the encounter system. So be patient. They are working on it, guys. So just keep that in mind. And then they go into talking about that they're working on some UI updates and the interface in the game. So as you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit more. It doesn't look like too much major change yet. Essentially, it kind of looks like they adjusted some of the transparency of these icons over here. As you can see, they're a little bit faded. And then I guess whatever icon's being affected at the moment is the one that's more bold. And then they moved the essentially push to talk or talking icon that lets you know you're talking in game over to the right hand side of the screen. Not really sure as to why, but I'd be interested to see what they do with this as they go forward. And they talk a little bit more about it. And then they move on to talking about level design and some of the new base building elements. So this dev update's really base building element heavy, as you can probably see in the title of the video. So they do talk about it quite a bit, and it looks like there's quite a few things they're working on. So with some of the base element stuff, these aren't new elements. Essentially, it looks like these are just retextured elements, at least the ones they're showing right here. There might be some ones in the background you notice that do look new. We'll talk about them further down. But essentially, these are some of the elements we already have in the game that are just retextured. So I would go to imagine that this is like twig elements here, then this is wooden elements, and then these are metal elements. And I would imagine that the building recipes for each will be a little bit different. So for a lot of you guys who like to do more of the base building and the more architecture and the more aesthetic base building, then this could be interesting for you guys. Or if you like to do kind of like the role play and that kind of stuff, I definitely think this will be something you guys will be interested in. I'm not sure. They don't really mention if they've like changed if like the dresser is actually functional. The way it is currently in the game, it's just visual. There's no real function to it in regards to like storage and whatnot. So they may or may not change that. I don't know. So they talk about that a little bit here. Then they go on to talk about the art team and kind of what they're working on. They're still working on the new foliage, which we talked about in the last video last week. They're still working on the new trailer, and they have started working on the some new animations for the NPCs. So some really cool stuff there. They also said they are working on some of the weapon models and weapon attachments as well. So that's good. I think it'll be more aesthetically pleasing to see some of these weapon models get updated and maybe make them look a little bit more realistic. Maybe make them when they get damaged and whatnot look a little bit more actually visually damaged and so forth. So who knows what they're actually doing? But that could be interesting stuff. It says they're also working on a new scope and they're reworking some of the old weapon textures. So definitely interesting stuff there. I hope as part of this, they're working on the bug in relation to weapons, in relation to actually weapon sights themselves, and I think we're all pretty familiar with it, is the rendering of weapon sights when you go to aim down sights and your sight disappears and then comes back. It seems to be a pretty common bug in the game. I've seen a lot of videos of it from the community and on YouTube of this happening. Not necessarily people's like calling out like, look at this bug, but just gameplay footage where you see it happen. So I know it happens to me essentially all the time. It seems to be very consistent. I don't know why it's happening, but I hope that they're working on it. So let's hope that that's coming around the corner. They also mentioned that some of the soft surface stuff they're working on is reworking some of the clothes and adding new clothes as well. So that could be pretty interesting depending on what they add or how they change things. Maybe changing some of the camo and whatnot. So who knows? Some of the sound stuff that they're working on, essentially working on the overall game mix, and some of the details behind that they mentioned here, but there's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I know there's definitely major audio bugs in the game. I think we've all heard them. One of them that I can think of right off the top of my head is when your character is jumping a fence. Essentially, it double plays audio of your footsteps, so it sounds like somebody's running up on you, but it's really just your footstep audio playing again while you're jumping the fence. So it throws me off all the time, and so I'm hoping that's one of the ones that they're working on right now as well. And so then they go on to talk about some of the community engagement stuff, and how they're working on still hunting down bugs and reporting on them, and then some of the marketing stuff they're working on right now. And then they move on lastly into the design team and kind of what they're working on. So I know Tommy Slav, I think it was a few weeks ago, released kind of an image of them potentially adding in painting a base building elements. So they kind of talk about that more here. As you can see, they painted these concrete elements brown. So this could be interesting, especially if you want to play more, I guess, tactical and want to try to stay a little bit more hidden with your base or be more low key. It could potentially help with base defense and helping keeping your base disguised. I think it's still going to be pretty easy to find bases, but it can give that little bit more of immersion feel to the game. So definitely could be interesting. It's a nice little add feature for, I think a lot of people will find it more immersing to the game itself. Then they go on to show a screenshot of some of the base building elements that actually looks like they're reworking. So as you can see here, these are all foundations. So essentially on the left, you got tier 1 all the way to tier 5 on the right. So tier 1, tier 2 look pretty similar to what we have currently. The tier 3 definitely looks different. Looks a little bit more detailed. You got a few more cross members. That looks like this is the metal tier or tier 3, however you refer to it. And then you got the brick tier and the concrete tier, which this is actually interesting because currently in the game, those foundations, even though they're brick and concrete, they look more like this where you can kind of see under them currently. So with these new ones, essentially it's just a big cube. So that could be interesting for base design and base defense and whatnot. So I'd be curious to see what people can come up with this. If this is how it stays, we're not sure if this is how it'll stay or if it'll continue to be changed. And then lastly here, they go on to show some of the other base elements. So essentially most of these are ones we currently have in the game. And then the one new one here. And so essentially, we'll go ahead and talk about the ones we currently have, which are the single door. Essentially, it looks like they've just added a window, and this could probably easily be used for base defense, shooting at lock pickers or people running up to your door, or even like talking to people outside your base while standing inside your base and being able to talk to them through the door and whatnot. So could be interesting there. Definitely think it'll help with base defense, especially against lock pickers. And then you've got your quarter meter wall section here. And then your quarter walls, and then your half wall. These look pretty much the same, not too much difference there. This looks like a normal wall section that we currently have in the game. This is actually looks like to be a new element, which is like prison bars or iron bars. Not sure how this will play into the game and like base defense and base design. First things that come to my mind is you can literally build a prison inside your base and lock people inside your base. Maybe in the future we'll get the ability to like handcuff people and take people prisoner and whatnot. Who knows? But that could be interesting there. You could also use this for base defense to be able to shoot out of, I would imagine. So could be some interesting stuff people could do with this element. And then lastly, we get to the double door here where you have windows in it, just like the single door for base defense, I would imagine. So cool stuff. A lot of base defense items and whatnot. So I look forward to some of the changes for sure. Definitely kind of my biggest thing is looking forward to a lot of the bug fixes right now. So they did mention that they're working on a lot of stuff and working on the puppet spawn system and encounter system. So it's coming, guys. Just be patient. They are working on it. I mean, they're clearly stating they are working on it. Not sure when it'll be implemented. It could be a couple weeks, could be next week, could be a couple months. Who knows? But they are working on it, guys. So just be patient, hang in there, try to enjoy the game. I know it can be frustrating, but when you start getting frustrated, just take a break and just try to enjoy the game, guys. Like it is stated, it is early access. I know we've talked about it a lot before, but just try to be patient and just hang in there, guys, and just try to have fun with it. But here at the end of the video, I wanted to bring up that I'm doing a giveaway, guys. So comment on this video to be able to enter the giveaway. Essentially, just either comment giveaway or something in regards to the video. Just leave a comment on this video. So the giveaway is for the application Crosshair X, essentially the devs of the application, which if you guys don't know what Crosshair X is, I talked about it in one of my previous videos. It is an application that gives you essentially a crosshair in the middle of your screen that a lot of like gaming PCs or gaming monitors like have built in. But if you want to know more about that, go see my previous video. I'll link in the description below. But essentially, Crosshair X is a crosshair application that allows you to put a crosshair in the middle of your screen for like hip fire and be able to have better aim and whatnot. So the devs have given me 5 codes to give away to you guys. So how we're going to do that is I want you to leave a comment below on this video, and here at the end of the week or here this coming weekend. So after, I'm going to give it 5 days, give you guys time to leave comments on the video. And then after 5 days, I'm going to put all the names into a random name selector, and I'm going to select 5 names to give a code away to you guys. So I'll reach out to you in the comments to let you know if you won, and then we'll figure out how we can get that code to you so that way you can download the Crosshair X application for free. It is in Steam. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put a link in the description below. There's also some YouTube stuff about it. But essentially, it's something that it's one of the highest rated crosshair applications out there, and all it does is just put a crosshair in the middle of your screen, like if you have one built into your gaming monitor or whatnot. So, but yeah, just wanted to get that to you guys. So make sure you guys leave a comment on this video, and if you aren't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so that way you continue to see more SCUM content like this. But other than that, guys, that's all I really got for you for this video today. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys enjoyed. And like always, guys, do good, do have fun, and do be kind. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.